Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Tequila Tuesday, whatever it is for you. Tuesday, June 29th, as we are rapidly approaching July. Friday, we have the monthly jobs report from June, the employment report. That'll come out before market open on Friday. Friday afternoon, we will probably really dry up in volume. In fact, I expect Friday to be late anyway because a lot of people are taking the longer weekend. Following on Monday is, since 4th of July does fall on Sunday, we do have Monday off. So that sounds exciting, right? So a nice little weekend there. And a little reminder that tomorrow they are supposed to cut our power off to do some work. And I don't know what time it is, how long it'll be, so that will make it very difficult for us to be on. So if there is no screen share in the morning, they cut it off fairly early. I will get a watch list out prior to that, but I just wanted to let you know there's a good possibility that I won't be here tomorrow. If our weather is super bad, though, they did say that they would postpone it. So, but we have that to look forward to. Anyway, we'll play all of that by ear. Let's take a look here as we look at the futures. The S&P is down just over a point here. NASDAQ's down a little less than 30 points. Meanwhile, the Russell and the Dow are up. So a little bit of a mixed bag, but overall, it's a very flat bag. There's nothing really exciting in there. And you can see here on the S&P futures, we are right back up at our Fibonacci line. We made a new high overnight in the futures. Let's take a look here at the SPY chart from yesterday. We have this trend line drawn in, and we are using it very nicely. We'll be above that again this morning. Taking a quick look at the NASDAQ futures, right? Just a little red. We would expect this. I honestly thought we'd have a little bit more red yesterday, just because we had such a week last week where we really worked to push ourselves back up. And here we are constantly hitting these new highs. Now, we don't get super excited, and that just may be because we are at those highs, and it's more of we're just kind of floating higher or grinding higher. You can see in sector rotation that although there's a lot of really good play across all sectors, it's not as though you just pick one sector and then everything in there, like we normally see this huge breadth of stocks doing well in there. So we're seeing I think overall a very healthy market, just because we are seeing that spread out, right? That sort of good grinding higher names are continuing to grind higher. So, and taking the rest of us with it. So anyway, let's take a quick look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin continuing to make a little move. Now remember, this will really affect several names such as OSTK and PayPal and Square. PayPal and Square, obviously payment sites. However, they are very heavily affected by Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it too continuing to grind higher. Now we did touch, or came very close to touching that 20 here, and we've taken a little rest. We also have this big point of control ahead. So cautiously optimistic here with Bitcoin. Now, do I think that Bitcoin is going to fail overall? No, absolutely not. It got smashed here, and it would be a lot more helpful if people like Elon Musk didn't tweet about it and make people go crazy and let it just do its thing here. I think Bitcoin is here to stay. All right, real quick, just wanted to run through. FDX is one that we were watching yesterday for a reversal. Keep this on your watch. I really, really like this. I think FDX has, it got hit right after their earnings. They left this big old gap. Now, we do have a lot of moving averages in there. So I'd probably tend to stick to maybe more of a day trade on it, but I really like the look of the August 20th 300 there. And they have a lot of activity actually all the way out to 330, but I like the 300s. Watch that for a continued reversal. All right, now let's get into charts, overall charts. Several of these, please, please, please go back and look at the names that we've had previous days. I feel like I have to go back over them, but I'm just going to throw them out there. Go back and watch the videos. I still like Twitter, TWTR. PLTR, that's from yesterday. Your FDX from reversal was from yesterday as well. DDD, I think it's a good one to watch. We got into run, and then I want, even though this one was on there, I do want to talk about EXPE. November talked about this yesterday. This took the hit along with an awful lot of travel stocks when they started talking about the COVID Delta variant. But on Friday, we talked about this big volume and the flow through the options. Cheddar flow was filled with EXPE options for August. I'm coming right back to those. Now, yesterday, the ones I was watching was the 195. No, 175. I'm sorry. The 175. I'm going to step that up and look at the 170s, but keeping that 175 also in my purview here and see which one of those come into better play. 165 looks great too. We're sitting at 164 here pre-market, so you could certainly hit those 165s. So 165s, 170, 175s all look really great. We'll just see how they open, but I really like the look here in EXPE. All right, Peloton. Been on and off our list quite a bit over the last week or so, but look at this nice march up. So this, normally we look at stocks like this that make this kind of move, and we're like, okay, they really do need to consolidate. I totally understand that. However, this one does keep going. We clear out so much resistance that if this wasn't just a day trade, I would totally consider this for a swing trade if we get a high-end candle close like this. I like Peloton quite a bit, and I like the August 130s in that. Okay, we talked about space having this was in the FAA news. Yesterday we took a little break. This morning it looks like we're continuing this consolidation, so just keep that one on your list, as well as Nike post earnings. Keep both of those on your list, not setting those up as trades yet, but they both look fantastic. Workhorse coming up over this point of control, really putting in a nice spot. Now you can see here that we've had some areas where we're having a little problem getting through, coming all the way back to March. So I like the 1850 area, break of the 1850 area in Workhorse, and I like the August 20 calls in those. Well, I have a huge box of Chewy sitting downstairs in my basement, so why not take a look at Chewy here? We came nicely up over the point of control and this area that I was looking at yesterday. So now what I'm looking for is a move above 82.20 is going to be my look for an entry here. I really like the Chewy 80 or 85. Now they don't have a whole bunch of volume yet, so watch for volume to build in those, or open interest as of right now. So we definitely want to make sure that we get that extra volume in Chewy. ATVI touched our, let me just go and get rid of that one. Came right up here and touched this fib line here. I like this nice little basket that we've put in. We've crossed over all of our moving averages and taking this nice leg up. I like this over yesterday's close. I would take a look at the August 100 calls in ATVI. Can't say. So Facebook had news about an antitrust case that was cited with Facebook, and they just took off yesterday. No kidding. Take a look at this. News was real. Just kind of channeling along, not really doing anything here in the opening range. Nothing too exciting. Got the news, and it just took off. So keep that on your watch list here today. I would, it is pushing just a little bit higher here this morning. Keep an eye on this one, and I would play that simply off of an opening range break and use the close of yesterday as a stop. Can't not talk about electric vehicles. All of these were on the watch list as well yesterday. Just talking about these, they've all cleared some pretty decent resistance. Now NIO's getting ready to come into some really small resistance, but NIO, XBEV, Lee, all doing very, very well. For the Japanese, or the Chinese rather, automakers. Tesla here, check this one out. These three candles are now just trading in this box. So we're looking for the move. I put this in here yesterday above the top of these three candles. That is where I would look for an entry into Tesla. Again, probably a day trade because, well, we just haven't seen a lot of good follow through, and we want to see that consistency. All right, there's a few others on the list that we'll go over in the room, get those nicely set up, and if you have any questions, come join us in the room. If you want to trade with us, send me an email, heatherc@givingtreetrading.com, and I look forward to our next trade together.